What is going on, everybody? This is James Jackson. Welcome back to the Rebel Loving Scum. This is a little bit of a late evening video. I know normally I just do my reviews and reactions to The Mandalorian, but today was Disney's investors holdings meeting, and I am super excited because there was a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff that are not Star Wars related that I'm actually excited about. Like, we just found out that we got some an Alien series coming, a Shogun series. There's a whole bunch of Marvel stuff. Excited about those. There's a couple other things, but this whole thing will take hours upon hours to do. And besides, we know what we're here for. We're here for Star Wars, and they just announced a whole slew of new projects in the works that is coming to either Disney Plus and two theatrical release films that they're holding out. And I gotta say, I am a lot of it I'm excited about. Some of them I'm kind of like, but overall I'm really excited. Lucasfilm also announced a couple other things as well. Like, they got a Willow series, which I was not expecting that, and that, Willow's kind of a nice little joy to my heart from my young days. I love Willow, so I don't know if I'll watch the series, but I will definitely peep it out. And then there was a couple other projects that Lucasfilm is including this new book series that they're turning into a little series as well. I talked to my wife about it. She has the book. She is super excited about that. But today we're going to be going into the Star Wars IP content that is going to both Disney Plus and to theatrical release. And there's in total 9 projects that they have announced. Let me get this. And what we do know is that, so now we know there's an Ahsoka series coming, Rangers of the New Republic, Andor, The Bad Batch, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Star Wars Visions, Lando, The Acolyte, and then there's 2 movies, which one of them I am really, really excited about. So one of the first things I'm really interested and really excited to hear about that we got word of. Obviously, they were going to continue The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is their biggest selling, their biggest hit maker off on the platform just in general. So what I do like is that there's now going to be 2 new series that are going to be in the Mandalorian universe or the Mandalorian time period. One of them is going to be Ahsoka, which I think we all kind of heard about this, that they were going to make an Ahsoka series. So it's great that we're finally getting confirmation of it. And then there's a second series called Rangers of the New Republic, which they didn't really talk about, but they just sort of basically just announced that these are 2 series that are coming. With Rangers of the New Republic, I'm almost positive that this is going to be a Cara Dune series because if you have been following The Mandalorian, she agrees to join join back into the New Republic. So I'm very curious to see what that series is about. But the big cool thing is that there is going to be series of little event series. But there's going to be a little event series that is going to basically have it where both of these different series are going to come together and have their own little shared universe. So they're all going to pop in and out through each other. So it's nice that we finally get a nice shared universe with these shows. So I can't wait to see more of that. This has probably been one. I know there's others that people have been excited to hear about, and I am to see. I need to stop hitting that. That I am excited, but this one was one of the ones that I was most excited about coming from Lucasfilm, and that was Andor. And they finally they did confirm it. It's basically a spy thriller series. The reason why is because if you don't know me, I love Rogue One. I love it so much that I have placed Rogue One as my second greatest Star Wars film of all time, right behind The Empire Strikes Back. Rogue One to me is the second greatest Star Wars film ever made. I love every time I watch that film, my love for it grows more and more. And Cassian Andor and his character in particular is a big reason why I love that movie, because he showed a side of the Republic, not the Republic, I'm sorry, a side of the rebellion that we never got to really see, where we see that the rebellion is not all bells and whistles. There's a lot of gray, and people got to make decisions that it's like really fucked up type of decisions. And his character was like the embodiment of that. And I love the fact that they're going more into it. So obviously, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Rogue One, Cassian does die at the end of Rogue One. So that means that this is going to be taking place prior to Rogue One. So I'm loving to see his character committing these things that he's not very proud of, but he's doing it in the name of the rebellion. That time period, especially diving into that part of the rebellion that really is more shadier, that's sort of like, not really clean hands type of part of the rebellion. I would love to see more of that. I love the fact that they're bringing back the woman who played Mon Mothma in Rogue One. So I'm really glad. I would love to see more of this. So if we're going to continue going into this time frame of Star Wars, whether it's the time around the time frame of the original trilogy or afterwards, at least give me a different perspective of the good guys that doesn't always put them in the shining light. This is the stuff I wanted to see, and this was my most anticipated series that they have announced. Maybe, but there is another one that I'm really interested in. But let's go into it. The next one that they talked about was the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I'm really, I was always enjoying, and I was really interested in it. It was not high up for me, outside of seeing Ewan McGregor again reprise his role as Obi-Wan, because I think Ewan McGregor was the best thing about the prequels. Like, every time he is on there, and he sort of lifted up everybody that he interacted in those prequel trilogies. So I'm so glad that he gets to reprise this role and sort of see Obi-Wan during and they said this is going to take place 10 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith, which I believe sits like midway between, because I believe New Hope takes place 20 years after Revenge of the Sith. So this is like dead smack in the middle, where the rebellion is super young, and they are also the rebellion is super young, as well as the fact that he's still watching over Luke. So I would love to see sort of like what he's been doing a little bit, just to hear that. But the big news that they announced with this series is that Hayden Christensen will reprise his role as Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker. So that was an interesting thing. I was not anticipating that, but I am really curious to see, what's going to happen. Is he clearly this is taking place 10 years, so he's going to be in the suit at this point. So are we ever going to see Hayden Christensen's face? Or is there going to be any sort of like vision parts where we see Hayden Christensen himself? I don't know, but I will be interested in that. The next thing they announced was that the set of animated anime shorts called Star Wars Visions. So I'm really they're going to be very anime style. So I'm looking forward to sort of seeing what they're going to be showing with this. They didn't really dive much into it, but I'm curious to see, especially anime. I love the style of anime, so I'm really curious to see what they do from a Star Wars content in regards to this. And then they announced a new Lando series, which I was not anticipating this. They just announced it, and they said that the showrunner will be Justin Simian. but we don't know if it's they. But that's all it is. They didn't announce. They didn't say whether if it's an anime or if it's live action. Will Donald Glover reprise his role as young Lando? We don't know. So, but I am going to be curious and interested to see. It's not. This one is not really high on my list, if I'm going to be honest, unless we really sort of get a little bit more into like other different parts of the underworld. Which obviously we can definitely see in terms of Lando, but I would love to see more of that. So given different parts of the universe, so we'll see how that one goes, and once we learn more about that. This one, on the other hand, I am very, very curious to. This one is probably. I think Cassian is still, in terms of the series that they're announcing, because something else got announced that I pushed all the way to number one. But in terms of the series that are coming to Disney Plus, I think I'm still most excited for Cassian Andor. For Andor. But this has probably pushed all the way up to number two. In terms of new series, Star Wars series, The Acolyte. So basically, what is described as a mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. So this, I guess, is supposed to be taking place roughly around, I guess, the time before Palpatine starts initiating his plan. So this is like right before that. And I would love to see what they do, because this is technically like Old Republic era, but it's not the Old Republic like Darth Revan, the Mandalorian Wars, or even going further back with the Great Hyperspace Wars, Naga Sadow and all Revan and everything. It's not that. It's definitely not going to be that era. But I'm really interested to see. So it looks like it's going to be It sounds like it's going to follow a Sith, some sort of Sith. It could be. Her name slips through me. We could be talking of. This could be a series that follows the apprentice of Darth Bane. This could be Darth Bane's apprentice. Or it could be Bane's himself and his rise to power. Which, if that's the case, I will be really, really interested in seeing how that goes. And then they announced a spinoff. We knew that there was going to be some sort of Clone Wars spinoff series. We now find out that it is the Bad Batch. This one, I'm like, I was never really high on the Bad Batch. I didn't really like that. I didn't really like that set of episodes on the final season of the Clone Wars, and I wasn't really fond of them prior in the previous parts of the Bat when they first showed them long a time ago. I wasn't really big on them. I actually loved the part that probably everybody didn't like of that final season of Clone Wars, which was the middle section with Ahsoka and the sisters. That's my favorite part of. It's tied to me that in the final 4 episodes of the season 7, but the sisters, I think, is completely. I feel the sisters part of that season is probably one of the most underrated arcs, in my personal opinion. But yeah, this one's cool. I was like, all right, it is cool. I like the take that they're going with this, which looks like they're putting the Bad Batch. So we're sort of seeing the perspective of Order 66 and the formation of the Empire from a clone's perspective. So I'm really interested in seeing. That's the only thing, but to me, if I had to pick, like, this is like at the bottom personally for me. All right, let's get into the movies. They talked about 2 movies. Both of them are like years away, like at least 3 years away, which is such a bummer. And I think maybe this one is maybe coming even later. I thought they said it's coming in 2023. It may be coming in 2024. I don't know. But there's a new Star Wars movie directed by Taika Waititi, which I'm really, really excited and interested to see. Just simply for the fact that anytime he creates something, it's so unique, and I love unique perspectives in Star Wars. So I don't know what he's actually going to be, what he's going to be doing, but I'm going to be excited and very interested to see. But this announcement that I'm about to talk about is probably moves all the way up to the top of the announcements for two reasons. One, the name of the movie and what it's looking like and what it's going to be surrounding, and the director. So they're going to make a Rogue Squadron movie that is going to be directed by Patty Jenkins, who did Wonder Woman. I have my critiques of Wonder Woman in terms of certain things, but overall, I think she did a fantastic job. I haven't seen, obviously, Wonder Woman. The new Wonder Woman movie hasn't came out yet, but I'm interested to see what. I'll definitely check it out, see what's going to happen with that. But but the thing is, like, we're getting a Rogue Squadron. We're getting a Rogue Squadron movie. Oh my gosh, I didn't think this would be something I would see. This is the stuff I have been wanting to see since I was a kid. A movie that's centered around the best squadron in the rebellion. Obviously, you're going to have Rogue Squadron. Will you have Luke? Maybe we'll have somebody. A lot of people are talking about like Sebastian Stan being Luke. Obviously because they have probably like similar. They have a lot of similarity physical traits. I don't know, but all I know is I would love to see. I wonder if Hera Syndulla will be coming in here because she is in this. She should be in this time frame. But I'm really, really curious to see this movie. I want to again. I'll be honest. I'm really tired of going back to the same olds. But if you can give me different perspectives and give me different things, and give me new characters that sort of really enhance this time frame, I would love to see different stuff. Like, I love The Mandalorian because it's in an era that's really uncharted. I love the talk about the Acolyte because it takes place in a timeline we don't know about, So the Mandalorian Cinematic Universe and the Acolyte are really, you got Cassian Andor, which, even though it's still within the movie timeline, it's in a period that's still left unchecked, which is like the time frame between Revenge of the Sith and Episode 4. So I'm really curious to see what this has gotten me super excited because Rogue Squadron was one of the, I played the game all the time. It's one of the set of characters I really, really wanted to learn more about, and they're getting a movie. I'm super, super excited about that. And so we got a lot of Star Wars content going out. I can't wait to see a lot of the stuff. I think Andor is the first one to come out, and then it's going to be Obi-Wan, but it's still going to be quite a while. Ahsoka and Rangers, and I'm really curious to see. I would love to see Rangers because we don't really know what's going on with the New Republic. So Rangers of the New Republic is going to be something I'm really, really curious to see what they're going to do with that. But yeah, this is the slate. I am really excited and I'm looking forward to it. But I would love to know what you guys think. Is there a series or a movie you guys are most excited for? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Make sure to hit the subscription button. And until next time, may the Force be with you.